Chupacabra!
The chupacabra, first spotted in 1995 in Puerto Rico, is described as an animal with a reptilian body, oval head, bulging red eyes, fanged teeth, and a long, darting tongue, from a report in the daily San Juan Star during that time. With being a cross between a vampire and a furry lizard, the chupacabra easily gained interest and popularity. These creatures were also reported in Calama, Chile, when farmers woke to the sight of their goats and sheep dead in their pens from mutilations of the neck. Soon after, the world of incidents spread across the country. During the mid-90s, the attacks began to come more frequently to the point where America's leading cryptozoologist, Loren Coleman, described the beast as the single most notable cryptozoological phenomenon of the past decade. What's unique about the chupacabra is that it's crossing languages, which I think shows how small our world is getting, says Coleman, reached by phone from his home in Portland, Maine. It's sort of like Jennifer Lopez kind of cross-cultural.
First I thought it was a devil. First I thought it was an alien from, some creature from outer space. Who knows? I mean, I know what I saw, even at that age. It's something like you never forget, something that scares the hell out of you, you're going to remember. What I saw is it looked like part kangaroo and part something else. It seemed like it was talking to me, telepathy,
Cryptozoology is the study of animals that may or may not be real, and the chupacabra, with its widespread acceptance, is one of the most common beasts that are studied. Because there is no tangible proof that these creatures exist, only eyewitness accounts, and the fact that it is studied under the pseudoscience of cryptozoology, the chupacabra is a paranormal sighting. It also pertains to the paranormal due to it breaking all the stated knowledge of animals in genealogy. Because of the creature's explosive presence and reputation in media internationally, it became a celebrity spectacle. In October of 1999, the chupacabra made its way to Brazil. A Brazilian newspaper, Correio Brasiliense, reported that 8 goats and 3 sheep all died of single wounds to the neck. There were also eyewitness reports of seeing an animal with monkey-like legs with the ability to either leap or fly very powerfully. The chupacabra has been described as half vampire, not only because of its tendency to attack the neck, but because, along with that, the livestock it attacks are found with their limbs and meat still intact, but are drained completely of their blood. In fact, El Chupacabra translates to goat sucker. There are no pictures of the beast, but eyewitness accounts, along with the numerous and international photos of the livestock after the reckoning, that are extremely similar. Even those who were in regions where they may not have had access or engaged in mainstream media produced photos of the dead livestock that all shared similar injuries as the other places with the reports. Before the animal made it to the mainland in 1995, it caused so much terror in Puerto Rico. During that winter, there were about a dozen reports of slaughtered livestock, and in Guanica, a 44-year-old man, Rosado. When analyzing a paranormal claim, it is important to first identify the claim, as it is the basis of the information. The next step for analyzing a claim is to look at the different aspects, including what is reported by those who believe in it, origins, and the event of what happens whenever the paranormal claim is present. It is also important to analyze if the claim invokes unknown forces or invokes argument fallacies. If a claim invokes unknown forces, it is paranormal by default because it exceeds all known knowledge. There also needs to be the investigation on the other possibilities or explanations of the paranormal claim to aid in covering all bases. This could make the argument or a theory more concrete. Is the claim testable, and has it been tested? If so, what evidence has been found, and is it anecdotal? The next important question is the validity of the measurements used. The most important part of analyzing a claim is to see to it that all available evidence is used. This will aid in making sure the concluding statements aren't biased. When analyzing a paranormal claim, it is important to first identify the claim, as it is the basis of the information. The next step for analyzing a claim is to look at the different aspects, including what is reported by those who believe in it, origins, and the event of what happens whenever the paranormal claim is present. It is also important to analyze if the claim invokes unknown forces or invokes argument fallacies. If a claim invokes unknown forces, it is paranormal by default because it exceeds all known knowledge. There also needs to be the investigation on the other possibilities or explanations of the paranormal claim to aid in covering all bases. This could make the argument or a theory more concrete. Is the claim testable, and has it been tested? If so, what evidence has been found, and is it anecdotal? The next important question is the validity of the measurements used. The most important part of analyzing a claim is to see to it that all available evidence is used. This will aid in making sure the concluding statements aren't biased. First, we identify the Chupacabra. The second step is identify the events that surround it, including the neck mutilation of livestock, drainage of blood, and a mostly intact carcass left behind. We've stated that it qualifies as a paranormal claim because the descriptions and eyewitness accounts don't exactly align with the characteristics of known animals. An investigation done by Benjamin Radford, who has published several books regarding paranormal monsters, showed light on the situation. He claims that Chupacabra is a classic case of mistaken identity influenced by a science fiction film. In 2004, a Texas farmer claimed that he'd shot the creature. After DNA tests, the carcass was revealed to be a coyote with severe case of the mange. The attacks in Texas didn't align with the mode of operations of the original Chupacabra, where the animals were drained of blood. Radford then traced down Madeline Tolino, who was the original eyewitness who appeared in a Puerto Rican newspaper. It was easy to spot that the sketch from a newspaper seemed to be an alien/human hybrid closely resembling a monster from a film released that year, Species. When asked what she reported could be related to the film, she admitted to seeing the movie in the weeks prior to the incident. Radford said you can make a direct connection between the film hitting theaters, her seeing the creature in the film, seeing it in the street, making the report, and entering the public conscience. Because there is no tangible evidence, the analyzing of eyewitness accounts is the only mode of measurement that can be tested. From this investigation, we can see that the claim does not satisfy all of the criteria. Before testing and investigation, the claim held up for so long because of the sociological effects of the social phenomena. By hearing about the Chupacabra, a person who experiences livestock or animal deaths already has the beast in mind. Once they've experienced confirmation bias from other people agreeing with the claim, their beliefs become concrete and the message is spread even further. When looking at the paranormal claims that surround the natural world, many are prone to jump to conclusions. For example, one who claims to see an ominous pair of eyes staring at them in the woods could mistake a deer or even a cat as something paranormal because of their reflective glare. Many beast sightings in the world can be tracked to the animal having the mange, which, to the average person, has symptoms and disfigurements that may not be known to an untrained eye. By asking yourself about the evidence available and the validity of it, one should be able to be more skeptical about the claims, such as the Chupacabra. The effects of social acceptance of paranormal claims should also be analyzed by asking yourself if social influence had an impact on your conclusions.